Good morning. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning, Anne.
And good morning, viewers. My name is Ann Rossley. I'm here with my dear friend and colleague, Kyle.harvey. We sell real estate in downtown Chicago with Baird and Warner, and we love to talk about real estate every week. And today we're going to talk big picture, right?
Big picture. Because a lot of you have been asking us what's going on in the market generally, not just Chicago, because Chicago is an anomaly, but what's going on around the country? Because you travel around, you're looking at second homes, you're trying to understand what you read in the newspaper. And so we thought we'd share with you information that we read every month. Well, we read every day something, but this is more packaged, something that we get every month. And so we thought we'd share it.
Yeah, we're going to share it. And as is typical, we're first going to jump into real estate stats. A little bit different because, as you know, at the end of the month, we've already talked about some of the things. So we're going to talk about, this is the weekly snapshot. And if you look at the blue, that is this year. The green is last year. These are weekly numbers for the Midwest real estate data. And looking at closed, last week, 1,535 closed. Same week last year, 2,134 closed. And you can see, we're not going to get in the weeds. The whole point is blue is shorter than green, fewer closings. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay. Under contract, we actually have more. The last month, every week, well, 2 months, it looks like, we've had more under contract. New listings, mostly under. Okay. This I thought was really interesting to look at. The inventory of homes for sale, and this is going to segue into what Kyle's going to talk about in a little while. You can see the ups and downs of every, year. You get most listings like in May, June, July, whatever. Okay, here we go. And then look how it comes down.
Well, what's interesting also is, the single family homes is the gray line. Yeah. That's a really big dip. The condos, yes, it's down, but it's not down as dramatically.
As compared to itself, yes. Yeah. But I just thought that was... Okay, the next one, median sales price. Now, remember, again, this is for our entire area, so don't pay so much attention to the price itself, but look at the trend. Mm-hmm. Everybody talks about the numbers being off. There are fewer homes being sold. And Kyle, again, we're going to get into this in a minute, nationwide, why this is happening. But look at this. Numbers are going up. Median sales prices in Chicago are going up as the inventory is going down. So that's the scoop there. Showings, 162.3 is the most recent showing index. And this I thought was interesting. This is from the weekly hot sheet. Orange is where we are right now. We are 9% off where showings were as of January of this year. However, last year at this time, we were down 17% versus January.
Yes.
So
we're doing much better than 2022.
We're still having some decent activity.
And okay. Go back to that for just a quick second.
Sure.
This shows how comfortable people are with the interest rate. Buyers have gotten used to the higher interest rate. Not so much sellers, but buyers.
Right. Okay. Now, this was as of 10/19. That's the most recent Freddie Mae data I have. Freddie Mac data I have, combining Fannie and Freddie there, 7.63. However, it's gone up. And Carol Ann just quoted me. She's doing 8 1/4, 8 3/8 for condos right now. So the last 4 weeks, they've continued to go up. Zumper, the same story over and over again, folks. 1 bedroom costs you $2,000 a month in Chicago.
Average.
2 bedroom, $2,580, and a 3 bedroom, $2,800, and we're up month over month. We are number 12 in the nation in terms of rentals. And then again, this slide is so interesting to me. This is nationwide rents are going down, but here in the Midwest, we're seeing an increase in rents. And perhaps that's because all the builders are building new stuff in the Sunshine States and they're not doing so much here. I don't know. But that's the story, Morning Glory.
Woo.
So
Stats, information. People, and as promised, let's talk about what's happening around the country, because it does give a bit of sense to what's going on with us.
right.
So I think only you can control this.
Pardon?
I think
Only I can move them forward. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the interesting trends is inventories. So that we don't have, at the time this presentation was prepared, which is early October, they did not yet have September data for the country. So what they thought was interesting is in August, usually inventory is lower, trending down before it ticks up in September. And it was interesting that throughout the month of August, inventory rose. Okay.
That's an anomaly for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I've got something in my eye here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Keep going. So I threw this slide in.
Yeah, tell us about this slide.
So this is because I wanted to show you locally what happens compared to, okay, so keep in mind, this is an overlay of 1 year over a 1 year over 1 year to show you kind of what happens typically, how COVID was different, and then how this year is totally different as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was unable to do that. That would have taken me hours to put together. But you can basically see if you overlaid these, the trend is pretty much there, the up, because this is up by month. So, each month we have, over and over and over. And then you get down to this year.
And look at that rocky, it looks like the Alps.
It's so bizarre though. I mean, and the number of new listings by month, and you and I have talked about this in the past. Sometimes we'd put extra listings in new, right?
Yes.
To get somebody's attention. Even if that's in this mix, we still have like half as many listings.
It's scary.
Crazy. All right.
So this is this is the nation. Zillow is saying they did not expect that in August, especially as interest rates are rising and rising, because interest rates have risen this summer, across the summer, was new listings. So that is interesting.
Yeah.
And here's something that is, if people say to you, why is there so little inventory? What's going on? Almost 71% of homeowners currently have a mortgage under 44%.
And if they go to buy something else, they're in the 7.5 range or more. So it's like a golden handcuff, right? Why would I give up that asset unless I really have to?
Absolutely. People think of this as a financial asset. And look at how many are in the 3 to 4% range. I mean, wowza.
Crazy.
So this is Keeping Current Matters. This is an organization that tracks all sorts of real estate data and goes all over, and they've proven themselves time and again to be utterly reliable. And so they took a look at interest rates and then helped us understand the people with under 3% are not selling. They'll rent their property out if they don't want to live in it anymore, but they're not selling. That is a financial asset that they're going to play out until the mortgage is complete.
Well, think about it. Zumber rents are going up so high that if your monthly payment's down here because you have a low interest rate, you can cover it. 10 years ago, where we were is you expected to lose a little bit of money on the front side for an investment property, but you knew that over time it would appreciate. Right today, a lot of these people are making money right now. So of course they're not selling.
And then the people in the 3 to 4% are probably not selling unless they have an overwhelming reason. Then they'll sell.
Right.
The 4 to 5% are thinking about it. And then above that, that tiny slice of blue and green pie is saying, okay, yeah, I'll list. But they often have just bought, so why would they list?
Exactly right.
So it's a little tricky. This is you.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for the older homeowner, interest rates are a little bit less relevant to them because You know, a lot of them are buying cash. A lot of them don't need a mortgage.
They're downsizing.
They're
So
downsizing, right?
yeah,
So if they're buying with cash, or they're buying with such a small sliver of a mortgage that they're not as impacted.
right.
And this shows you by generation.
Yeah. But what's interesting is Gen Z is still buying. They're out there. They know if this is better than renting.
Right. Okay. Equity.
So I wish we were in the dark blue states like Maine and Idaho.
I don't know, because we're going to see in the next few slides
We're
that
still doing great though.
we're still doing great. So, okay, percent change in home prices, almost 41% appreciation over 5 years. That's
Very good.
That's strong. That's healthy.
And not only that, it's not a blip. It's not a bubble. So we're not going to, when there's a screeching halt, if there is one, it's not going to hurt Illinois like it hurts these other states.
And look at this, the mortgaged homes with more than 50% equity, 30%.
That's really great.
Right? And then is that 38.7, my things
38.7,
free and clear.
Want it free and clear. People who've paid off their mortgage.
That's huge. Think back to 2008 when people were buying with like no money down or a sliver of money down and they had no equity. This just shows how healthy things really are in the market right now.
So quarterly gain, almost 14,000, and show quarterly gains on. I have no idea what they mean by quarterly gains. I'm under caffeinated people. But homeowners now have about, on average, $290,000 in equity.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so what are the 3 advantages of having equity? Number 1, your ability to be an all-cash buyer, ability to have a larger down payment, and whether making payments or whatever, access to assisted living residences.
Well, because the people who are selling now are seniors, because they need to move. Either they need to move closer to family, or they're moving into, as I like to refer to it, the dorm.
I'm going to remember that. I like that.
Oh my
Moving
God.
into the dorm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right.
So home price appreciation.
Yeah.
Interestingly, so there was, as you'll see in future slides, there was a dip early when the higher interest rates, we first felt them, and people were panicked and prices receded, but they aren't falling anymore.
No, they're not.
And people were not, experts, economists, were not expecting the quick return, but they are now, they're now up, and we're going above the peak of the go-go years. So let's go.
Oh, okay. So basically what this slide is saying here is, everybody expected this huge drop, but because inventory dropped so low, you have to keep in mind the supply and demand, right? There wasn't a lot of supply and the demand was decent. And that's why these prices have stabilized and in some cases have started to go back up again.
Well, so here's the picture. Wow.
Yeah. So we were seeing these inordinate price appreciation. This is the Case-Shiller. So month over month, 1.6%, 1.9%, 2% month over month. That's crazy. So then all of a sudden they adjusted. And now we're seeing more moderate 0.2% month over month, 0.4% month over month.
And the reason these are all different is they measure different things. So, Case-Shiller measures different things. CoreLogic measures different things, but all of them, and then we got another one, I think, another list.
Yeah,
they all show green. So prices are on the way up, and it's because we don't have enough.
Exactly right. So I threw in a couple slides here. This is CoreLogic year-over-year price appreciation. And you can see here in Illinois, we're 5 to 7% year-over-year price appreciation. Look here where they're down. All these areas that Kyle was referring to before that had that big blip up in value, then they came down again. I understand Austin is having some issues with their pricing right now. Yeah. And so look at this. This is the Case-Shiller home price movement. This is July 2023 month over month appreciation in the 10 top cities. They have these highlighted in green, but look at us. We're next at 0.9%, almost 1%.
What's interesting is I wish they'd done that in order, descending or ascending order,
Yeah.
whatever you call it, but they did it by alphabet. So that's why we're not right at the top of the list.
Yeah, right. And so then this is year over year as of August.
I mean,
And
look
look
at
at
us.
Chicago.
Incredible. I think Phoenix is due to the fact that it's so freaking hot in the summertime and people are like, whoa.
After this summer, people were like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Yeah.
Hey, Las Vegas, the same thing.
So again, everybody, when they say, oh, what's going on in Chicago? What's going on in Chicago? We're doing fine.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't have enough to sell. We don't have enough for all the people.
No.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk future.
So, mortgage rates, they say more high mortgage rates have slowed additional price surges. They're still growing, but they're in line with historic seasonal expectations. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Okay. So the black number here is 49-year average price movement, showing you in a typical year how much price appreciation. And you and I have both said this to our clients. There are reasons to buy when it's snow on the ground, because you're not going to be seeing huge price appreciation in those winter months.
Right.
But what happens in the spring is that's when the price appreciation comes out, because that's when everybody's looking to buy.
Yes.
So
I figure it's better for the kids.
Right.
Well, a lot of people figure it's better for the kids, but January and December are great months.
So these are the averages, but this is what's happened in green this year.
Look at that.
So we were at the end of that negative thing in January, and then huge demand with no inventory meant that prices went up in March, April, May, June.
Yep.
So,
And the reason I think July is didn't have as much was buyers are frustrated by not having enough to choose from, and they're sitting down. It's too bad. Okay.
So home prices are still expected to reaccelerate and reach mid-single-digit growth rate by the end of the year, according to CoreLogic. And this is various places. The average is the blue.
The thing that is so funny that only NAR is.
I saw that too.
That's the National Association of Realtors, and if you don't know, NAR has a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah.
And so I think they're pessimistic about everything. Got a lot.
Yeah, it is funny that our own advocate is not advocating, but yeah. But look at that. I don't know who AEI is. I don't.
It's somebody who looks at things and
yeah, it's one of these analysts.
American
Zillow says 5.5, Fannie 3.9. I mean, that's pretty happy. And this is the Home Price Expectation Survey, which is a nationwide panel of over 100 economists, real estate experts, and investors. Look at this.
Yeah. So this is just a broad range of experts who talk about and look at real estate and forecast. Look at this. So
they are very bullish on real estate for the next 5 years.
And a little bit of a drop during the election year. That's always the case, that election years people sort of go, but then look at that. And I think a lot of this is we are so underbuilt that some of this is nationwide. We're so underbuilt that prices are just going to keep going up because we don't have enough. So that's what's
going on nationwide when you're wondering what's happening. So, this is an appropriate time probably for me to put in our commentary. You know what? For our friends, for our colleagues, for our, my sweater, it's all falling. If you're thinking about buying somewhere else in the country, this kind of gives you an overview. But similarly to how we do our stats for the local area, we have a network of experts that we talk to regularly. So when you're thinking about a different area, come to us. Let us help you find the best experts so you can understand that market as well as we're helping you understand this market.
Yes.
And because you know what? There are great places to buy all over the country. So whether you're downsizing, buying a vacation home, whether you may need to move or thinking about a move for a job, come to us first and we'll help you make that decision work well for you and your family.
Yes. Even if you're buying into one of these places that's crazy busy, growing, you want to work, especially need to work with somebody who knows what they're doing, who
Absolutely
knows the
right.
market really well. So
Yeah.
yes, and we can connect you. Absolutely.
So that's good. You ready for a pretty property?
Yes.
We always love our pretty properties, and Kyle has dug down deep to find us
So what
some.
I do, we got to take the top off
Oh, yep.
because I actually use the top this time. We have this time I looked at new single family homes
Okay.
in sort of the sweet spot, 1.5 to 1.6 million, and there were 3 in an area that I don't normally focus on.
So this is fun. I'm anxious to see what you picked.
Yeah, so you got to turn the page.
Oh, I have to turn. Sorry.
So this is 1419 West Berthoud Avenue, which is
Graceland West.
Graceland West. It's in the Ravenswood School District, and it was cute that they're so in the MLS we're required to put an exterior shot as the first property that you see on the MLS, and they use this drawing.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It's sort of darling, but this is what the picture looks like, and it's clear that this used to be a multi-unit that has been transformed into a single-family home. It's on the market for $1.525 million, and it's been on the market 13 days.
Lovely.
Look at this.
Yes. Now, not a stitch of vintage left in this place.
But there are vintage details if you look at the surround for the fireplace, and they've kept sort of the arched doorways. They've kept hints of it and chair rails, but you're right. It's not. They've brightened it because this could have been dark.
Interesting decorating too. You know, everybody's does like the gray walls and whatever. This is white.
Bright white.
And it's stunning.
4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a 2.5 car garage. It's about 4,200 square feet, and the taxes are almost 23,326. So,
primary bedroom in the front with the pretty bay there.
It's a huge bedroom. Keep going.
I don't know how many of these bedrooms.
This is the basement.
No way! Wow.
Just a bar, but I didn't take a picture of the bar because as you will see from the other pictures, I did take a picture of the bar. Every basement has a bar. But look at how wowza that is.
They must have dug this out. How do you
get? It's an English basement.
Yeah, you can see the window up here. Wow.
Okay, next. And then this cute little backyard. You've got your grilling deck outside the kitchen or outside the room, and then this pretty little and then a 2.5 car garage. So that is this one, and it's actually darling. Then we have 3726 North Wayne. So that building was built let me go back to this one because there are a couple of things that I thought were interesting. That's a standard lot for the last one, and they don't know the year that it was built. So it's 25 by 125, which in Chicago is standard.
But you can see all the windows have been replaced here too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like all brand new inside.
Big. Okay. 3726 North Wayne in the Blaine School District. I got that in before Ann because Ann knows all the school districts.
Oh, that's a great school district, right?
This is 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, full English basement. Now this is a 1-car garage with a parking pad.
Really?
It's on the market for 1.595, so 5,000 underneath.
So when was it built again?
This was built in 1902.
What?
So I think this is also multifamily. I bet you that there were 2 doors on either side. One went up and one went down. I think this is probably multifamily too.
Huh.
Its taxes are $32,305, and it's about 4,800 square feet. It's a little less updated, but it's really great looking. So let's go through it. This leads to I didn't lay out because I didn't like the floor plan, so it didn't lay out. But look, this is right next to the kitchen. So I didn't like the rendering of the floor plan.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but look at how pretty and bright. They've opened it up at the back, so nice and bright. Keep going.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that a pretty
yes, lovely outside space.
Lovely.
Okay, so you can see the 1-car garage here, and there must be room on the other side.
On the side. So this is a 30 by 120 foot lot. So yeah, and then there's the basement.
Okay.
The basement.
Yeah. So this is
there's a bar in here. I just didn't take a picture of the bar.
Okay.
So that's a large lot. This is 3923 North Paulina. It's on the market for 1.6 million, excuse me. It's 3 bedrooms upstairs, 2 in the basement, 3.5 baths. It's on a slightly smaller lot, 24 by 121, and it's a 2-car garage. It's about 3,900 square feet, and its taxes are 31,275 in Blaine. Next.
So this is a pretty standard Chicago house.
This
I'm
is
guessing.
built in 2013. This was built for this.
Yeah.
And it's very standard. I mean, attractive, but
attractive, but it's like a typical Chicago floor plan. I mean, we say to our clients, when you've got like 24 or 25 wide by 120 to 125 deep, there, there's only so much you can do with that space.
Yes. But
pretty. It's got the big open kitchen, great room, yeah, and the windows in the back to let in the light. Nice.
Nice. That's a higher ceiling because it's and lots of windows.
Okay.
Basement bar.
High ceiling basement because it was built new, so they got that all in.
Yep. And this is their outdoor space. They have very little space because it's sort of a short lot between the house and the garage. And so they put their outdoor space up top, but it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah. Very lovely. Absolutely.
So these are all on the market for the longest one that has been on the market is 2 weeks. So I bet you they go this month, all 3.
Yeah. Very lovely. What was the price on this last one again?
1.6. So I went north.
Okay, they're all in that, 1.5 to 1.6 range, all on the north side. 2 in the Blaine district, though, so those will totally go fast.
And Ravenswood's a good school.
Ravenswood is, yeah.
So all are good, and they've got parking, and they're on streets that aren't terribly busy. So I think those will go fast.
Absolutely. All right.
Great.
Well, great week. Good to see you.
Good to
nice
see
to
you.
be back. And it's, I'm busy. I know you're busy. There's lots going on. So the other thing too is, everybody, it's October. If you're thinking you may want to sell next year,
get started.
If you think, let's start talking now. Exactly right. This is the time to start planning for next year. So even if you're not going to do anything for a year and a half, reach out to us and we'll get the plan started. Yeah. Great. Good to see you, Kyle. You take care.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.